having and being able to have a global education is completely vital to any student now that we live in a globalized world where we're not just the United States and we're not only competing for school placements and universities but also for jobs. Having a global education, understanding other people's cultures and languages is extremely important, not only for our lives now but for the rest of our lives into adulthood.
Global education enables the students to think outside the box. As they learn about different cultures and different traditions, they begin to appreciate the differences among us. And I think they will, in the future, be able to welcome these differences and have an impact on society as a whole.
In this interdependent world of today, it is critical that our students acquire a sense of world-mindedness, a commitment to the principle of one world, where the individual needs of nations must be viewed in the light of the overall needs of the planet. Being aware of the world in today's environment is no longer a luxury but an absolute necessity for survival in this millennium.
A chill goes through her, for she feels it in her bones. The future is now beginning. By the time it is over, it will be the past. And she doesn't want to be the only one left to tell their story.
That was actress Adriana Sananes reading from Julia Alvarez's In the Time of the Butterflies. Welcome to The Big Read, a program created by the National Endowment for the Arts in partnership with the Institute of Museum and Library Services. The largest reading program in American history, The Big Read is designed to unite communities through great literature.
It's a backward look through time of four sisters, the Mirabal sisters, who were revolutionaries, underground revolutionaries during the reign of the dictator Trujillo.
In the Dominican Republic, and we go back to see how they became the activists that they are in that crucial, decisive, and ultimately tragic moment.
Their personalities are formed before our eyes.
And so the book traces their life from a very young age, and it takes us through their marriages, their work in the resistance, right up until their death.
This is a book about the truth understood from a variety of perspectives and thus as a collective mosaic. And in this particular case, we're talking about sisters and wives, women that do not accept the status quo of a macho society and are adamant to change the situation.
Minerva was the most political of the Mirabal sisters and the first to challenge the Trujillo regime. Julia Alvarez.
Minerva was definitely an idealist from very young.
Ay, mijita, she says, you're going to fight everyone's fight, aren't you? It's all the same fight, Mama, I tell her.
Maria Teresa, I think it was the romance of it. And I'm not saying that to belittle her. She was young. She had an older sister she worshipped, Minerva. This was the sister she looked up to. And these ideals were wonderful, beautiful ideals.
Finally, there's Patria, the oldest and most religious sister who came to the revolution through a crisis of faith.
Patria, I think, was maybe my favorite.
Nico Case.
She had married very young and had 2 children and a baby who had died. And she seemed like the most careful and the most motherly. But out of her sense of motherhood, and not just motherhood for her own children, but motherhood for all people, and the teachings of Christ and all the things that she believed from Catholicism, she couldn't bear to see humanity treated this way. She kind of thought of humanity as her child, and she needed to defend it.
Today, Mirabal.
Es una novela de ficción basada en un hecho real. O sea,
it's a fictional book, but it is based on factual events. It's a lovely book.
Julia Alvarez.
What I felt was important at the end was that she felt that I captured the character of each of her sisters. That was, for me, the greatest approval that she could give me. What happened, ironically, when she lost her sisters was that she was the one left behind. Not only to raise the family, but to keep the story alive and to speak truth to power. So I think that was something, a role that she's really grown into. It's as if she's become all 4 of them folded into one.